and becoming a... All right. Anyways. Yeah, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Squall here, and we're back with another tier list. Like I said in the last video, the first part of this was going to be the actual like tier list of the games. I included some extras like Tactics, World of Final Fantasy, what was the other one? Crystal Chronicles, and Typo as well. And we also got chat here, so you know, if anyone in chat want to say, "Hey YouTube," you know what I'm saying? "Hey mom, I'm on YouTube." Those type of fucking guys, you know, you're welcome to do so. But we're gonna get right into the meat and potatoes of things. You feel me? We're gonna start things off. Also, I added 16 because the future reference. If anyone wants to use this tier list, you can totally use it like later on, and you'd be like, "All right, yeah, this is what I'm feeling. 16's up here." But you know, starting off things with Final Fantasy 1. Listen, do we really have to talk about it? I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 1 definitely belongs in D. Final Fantasy 1 is like the start of everything. It's amazing in that regard, but like compared to the rest of the series, it does not hold up at all. I didn't play the NES version. I played the PSP version, which was slightly better than the NES version, but I still would have put Final Fantasy 1 down here regardless of anything. Final Fantasy 2, again, actually, you know what, I'll put it up here because I do like the story of Final Fantasy 2 a little bit more, but it isn't like too much better than Final Fantasy 1. But I'll put it in C. I think it's fair to put it in C. The fucking mechanics of this game though is dog ass. Like I don't care what anyone has to say. If this was like mechanic based, I'll put this shit in C or D. Because the mechanics of Final Fantasy 2 are just not it. Final Fantasy 3 though. All right, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Before I finish putting it here, just hear me out, okay? I want anyone to hear me out first. Final Fantasy 3, it's not great, right? It's not great in a lot of places. But if you play the DS version of the game, if I remember correctly, I think it was the DS version. Yeah, that is far better than this shit. That any other version of 3 that you have ever played, nothing can compare, really. And then the mechanics of the game, if you saw the mechanics video, you know how I feel about mechanics, man. And the mechanics very much carry this game. On top of like the newer versions of like Final Fantasy 3 and Final Fantasy 2, they make those games better. Even with Final Fantasy 1, the only reason why Final Fantasy 1 is so far at the bottom is because like there's no characters, none of them niggas exist, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing about that game is like phenomenal by any means because again, it's the first one, so that's totally fine for it to be there. Now Final Fantasy 4, mechanically, this game is not better than 3, but everything else about 4 is better than 3. Like this is the start, in my opinion, where Final Fantasy stories start to like really matter to Square and now Square Enix. So I think Final Fantasy 4 deserves to be up here. Final Fantasy 5 though, where are you at? You deserve to be here. If I could put it though, I mean if this was mechanic based, it'll be up here. Like if we're talking about mechanics, the job system, that's it. That's all we gotta say. But other than that, put it there. We'll put it there. 6, masterpiece of the franchise, has a lot of characters that are super fucking cool. Has the best villain in almost all of video game history, if we're gonna be honest here. Like Kefka is amazing, the story is amazing, the music is amazing, the combat is good. It's good. You thought I was gonna say it's amazing too? Yeah, nah, it's good. It's not like anything special. Hold on, Pat.
Yeah, take your time.
It's not anything special. Sorry about that. YouTube. Fucking this guy. But yeah. 6, everything about 6 is great. Final Fantasy 7 though. Listen, mechanically, 7 will be up here. And this will be like down here, right? If we're talking mechanics. But we're talking about like everything else, it belongs in B. Here's the thing. And I don't want anyone to like attack me or anything for it. I mean, I don't care if you do. Because I don't give a fuck about your opinions. It's mine. It's my opinion, nigga. I'm objectively right in my own world, and you can't do anything about it. But yeah, 7. The story is good. I don't want anyone to misunderstand. The story is good. The gameplay is good. A lot of the characters are pretty good. What brings Final Fantasy 7 from here to down here for me is a single fucking reason, and it's Sephiroth and Genova. Ain't no way that's a hot take. It's S tier. Listen, Tifa's only cool in Italy because of her porno. That's it. That's it, man. That's the only reason why. But like, if it wasn't for Sephiroth and Genova, bro, this game would be much higher because I really dislike how Sephiroth is as a character in this game. The fact that he's like, oh, I'm gonna do this because this is what my mom did, and it's like, no, thank you. I'd rather not. And with that being said, where the hell is it? Final Fantasy 9, where are you? Final Fantasy 9. Up here. Final Fantasy 9 with Kuja did what Final Fantasy 7 with Sephiroth wanted to do, and Final Fantasy 9 just did it better. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 9 did it better. It had a way better main antagonist, and then at the end they just kind of flipped the switch on you. It was like, oh, you thought you was gonna be fighting him? Well, too bad, it's this guy. But yeah, the story of Final Fantasy 9 is a little bit better too, in my opinion. Oh, I skipped 8 like a motherfucker. I'm sorry. I mean, did we really expect anything differently? Like, let's be honest. The story for Final Fantasy 8, phenomenal in my opinion. The mechanics of Final Fantasy 8, fan-fucking-tastic. I love the junction system. There's nothing that anyone can tell me about the junction system that would make me dislike it. Even how magic is used in the game, I fuck with it. It's just, listen, this is my shit right here. And on top of that, I really do love the main characters between these 3 games. I think this is like the best era of Final Fantasy, for sure. Like Final Fantasy 7 to 9 is easily the best era in my opinion. But yeah, it's Final Fantasy 8 just tops it all for me. Final Fantasy 10. I'll put it top A. Mechanically, I don't think I will have Final Fantasy 8 like this high. I mean Final Fantasy 10, sorry. I don't think I'll have Final Fantasy 10 this high if we was just talking about mechanics, but like the story of Final Fantasy 10 is pretty damn good. I really do like the story for Final Fantasy 10. The more I think about it, there are some characters I love a bit more than others in Final Fantasy 10. If I love like more of the cast of Final Fantasy 10, I'll definitely have it higher for sure. I'll put it in S. It's based off of that alone. But like everything about the game is fucking great. Like if you have Final Fantasy 10 in S or A, in my opinion, you have done no fucking wrong, honestly. Final Fantasy 11, this is biased as fuck. Final Fantasy 11 deserves to be at the top. Final Fantasy 11 and 14. I'm not gonna talk about 14 just yet. But here's the thing about Final Fantasy 11, okay? Yes, it's an MMO. Yes, there are different stories in this game. But I cannot fucking tell you at any point of Final Fantasy XI's lifespan, even now to this day, has a single bad story whatsoever. From Rise of the Zillard to Chains of Promethea to Wings of the Goddess to Treasures of Othragon, or however it's supposed to be pronounced, to even now. Final Fantasy XI has had the best fucking story that you could ever think of for a video game ever. Okay, I don't care what anyone has to say. Mechanically, this game is fucking phenomenal. Okay, we have chain skills, magic burst. I'm not even gonna talk about it. We can talk about this for hours. For 11, we can talk about it for hours. I'm not even kidding. Final Fantasy 12. I love a lot of things about Final Fantasy 12, but I do not think that the story is that fantastical. I'm gonna put it in B. I think the story is good. Actually, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, it is very political. And I do like my political bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I like my political bullshit. I'll put it back here. I'll put it at the bottom of A. I'll put it at the bottom of A. I think that's fair. 13. Shit, man. All right, listen. A lot of you guys are probably gonna hate me for this. Listen, okay. I'm not even gonna say hear me out. I love 13. I love the gameplay for 13. I love majority of the characters are in 13. I even enjoy some of the villains in 13. I really wish Sid didn't get fucking axed off as soon as he did, because Sid deserved to be in the following game, which is Final Fantasy 13 2. And Final Fantasy 13 2, god damn it, it's going in S, man. I love Final Fantasy 13 2. Even more so the story. The story of Final Fantasy 13 2 is like really good. A lot of people do not give credit to 13 2 and 13 or even Lightning Returns, which is also going up here. I'm sorry, but Lightning Returns has a lot of mechanical stuff in it that I personally enjoy. I do love the time mechanic. I love the story for it. And listen, if you know me, I'm all about my stories that be like, hey, yo, God's a dickhead. listen. If you have a story for me and like the premise of it is God is a dickhead, then I'm going to love it because God is a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that kind of sounds crazy. Out of context, that sounds crazy. But yeah, Lightning Returns, for one, here's the thing. I love Majora's Mask. In fact, if I was to do a Legend of Zelda tier list, I would have Majora's Mask over Ocarina of Time every single fucking time. Every time. And one of the main reasons, the time mechanic, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too good. It's just too good. If you make a good story and then you put on time mechanic stuff, and I'm just like, I need that, okay? I need it. So, fuck all the bullshit. I'm putting Lightning Returns up here. Final Fantasy fucking 14. God damn it. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, listen. Check me out. Okay. Everything about Final Fantasy 14 is actually fucking great. The only reason why I have it behind 11, and the only reason I have it behind 11 is one reason and one reason only. Original Final Fantasy 14 wasn't really that great story wise. It was pretty good, but like everything else about that game was not good. And then Final Fantasy 14 A Realm Reborn, even though it was better, it wasn't better by too much. And Final Fantasy 14, in my opinion, really doesn't pick up until like after A Realm Reborn. So like the actual first expansion, even though, you know, A Realm Reborn technically would be the first expansion. But yeah, it doesn't pick up until Heaven's Ward, honestly, and that's when the game just gets better and better and fucking better. So yeah, I'm gonna put it there, honestly, for me personally. Final Fantasy fucking 15. God damn, do I love me some Final Fantasy 15. I'm gonna put it here. I relate very heavily to Final Fantasy 15, honestly, and it is by far, in terms of like the new shit, like the new Final Fantasy stuff, 15 is one of my more favorite ones, honestly. Can't really tell you much after that because I can really go like Final Fantasy 15, 8, 13, 11, 14, 6, for example, are like games I could really talk all day about. And I would just rather not do that. Oh, you know what game I fucking forgot about? 10-2. You know where 10-2 is going? Bow, right there and see. I'm sorry, but like, mechanically, I do love this game. Story-wise, I don't care. Like, I don't care, honestly. World of Final Fantasy. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. World of Final Fantasy is B for sure. The story is cool. The gameplay is alright. But it does have one of my most favorite characters like in recent years. And that's Anna Crow. Anna Crow is amazing. I'm sorry, but she's fucking sick. Final Fantasy Type 2 though? I mean Type, oh wow. Type 2, where am I? Final Fantasy Type 2, where am I, bro? Imagine a world where we got 2 sequels for Final Fantasy Type 0. That shit's fucked up. Anyways, I'm gonna put it here. Uh I do love the story of Final Fantasy Type 0. It's kind of fucked up. It's really depressing. Actually, now that I said that, now that I said that, it's really depressing. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I love me some depression. I love me some depression, baby. Don't get me fucking wrong. That's my shit right there, dog. Anyways, the characters in Type O is sick. There's a lot of them though. There's like a little bit too much, a little bit too much in terms of like characters. I think there's like 14 characters or some shit like that, like technically main characters. There's a shit ton, bro. It's a lot. But everything else about the game is great, honestly. The only thing that can be a little bit of an issue is like the gameplay, but it's been a while since I played it, so I'm probably gonna have to go back and play the gameplay. I mean, play the games just to get a feel of the gameplay again. So next on the list, tactics. D, game sucks. Game fucking sucks. It's the worst Final Fantasy game ever made, bro. I don't know why anyone ever would want to be like, yo, Final Fantasy Tactics is like my favorite fucking game. There's no way you really looked at Tactics and were like, this is the shit, baby. This is fire. I'll put this game in S. No, you're a fucking loser. You're a loser. Like, why would you even like Final Fantasy Tactics? First of all, like, it's not even that great. The gameplay is boring as shit. The characters is fucking whacked. I don't know why anyone would even like this game, honestly speaking. And that's why I fucking love it. And that's why I fucking love it. I had y'all going for a minute. Y'all like, ain't no fucking way he's talking this much shit about Tactics. Nah, yeah. Tactics is great. I love that game. Not World of Final Fantasy. Crystal Chronicles. I'm gonna be honest. Crystal Chronicles story is not really that great. It's not really that great. I'll put it like right here. But here's the thing. Here's why Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles may not be that great, but it's still one of my favorite Final Fantasies, and that's because just the memories alone from that game. Some good shit, man. But other than that, like, it's cool. The gameplay is pretty good though. I will say that much. But it is lacking also at the same time, which is like really weird to think about. Like, it's good, but it's also lacking. A great co-op experience, man. This game is fucking fire co-op wise, but like, excuse me, single player, forget about it. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Sorry, not sorry. Here's my beef with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay, one, it is bloated as fuck for part 1. Part 2 is gonna be just as bloated, probably, realistically speaking. If it was the full game, I would probably have it. If it's the full game, right? Let's say Final Fantasy VII Remake is completely done, right? And we finally get to the end and we see like what type of game that it really was this whole time, and like what's the vibe with like the second part and the third part, and that shit is great, what I'm talking about. And then they do like a whole fucking single disc finally after fucking 30 fucking years. Finally did that, and then like Final Fantasy VII is like completely done. I will put it up here, but because it's just one part and the rest of it isn't out, and there's a lot of things that I strongly dislike about this one, just based off the single fact that it's based around a single part of the game that's like 2-3 hours max. No thank you, I'm good. 16, Yeah, you came back at the right time, Tarkus. 16. I'm going to be honest, man. This game isn't out yet. We watched a lot of footage for the game. About like maybe an hour or two worth of footage for the game. I know the team that's behind the game. I love the combat for the game. I've liked the music so far with the game. And just going off of that alone and going off what I know about the game, I know that this will be, without a doubt, my most favorite Final Fantasy of like the new era Final Fantasy. And I can't see anything topping it. Can't see anything topping it. I'm gonna put it up here, man. I'm gonna put it up here. If I get my hands on the game, well, not if, but when I get my hands on the game and I feel very differently, I'll probably end up putting it up here. Like, honestly speaking, just based off like everything else that I've seen about the game and what I know about the game, and going off of what I know about Yoshi P and how he talked about like making a million line Final Fantasy, I can see myself putting it up here. But for right now, I mean, it's not that much of a difference, really. But yeah, I'm putting it here. But yeah, you know, I'm going to go ahead and save this real quick. You feel me? Just download it. Oh yeah. You know, if you want to use this tier list, you know what I'm saying, you can by any means. I mean, come on now. You can by any means. If you feel any differently about the tier list, and if you want to say something personal to me about it, you know where to find me, man. I'm on Twitter, Squall Noctis. If you want to come through the stream, I'm here. Squall Noctis GUX on Twitch. But also, just to let you guys know, Final Fantasy 16 releases on June 21st. You feel me? And I'm going to tell you guys something right here, right now. I'm going to be streaming it June 21st. As soon as this bitch drop, I'm streaming it. So, if you want to come hang out, watch me play the game from release, you can. And I may or may not be doing something special, you know what I'm saying? We gotta wait. We gotta wait on more news on that, you feel me? But other than that, man, that's the tier list that I have. Whatever you gotta say about it, man, say what you gotta say about it. I will be checking out the comments for sure, so go ahead, leave a comment, like, or dislike, because I'm pretty sure like a lot of people are gonna dislike shit. This is purely based off the fact that I put Final Fantasy 7 here and the remake here. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care, man. But yo, appreciate everyone watching. Thank you, Stream, for coming through and hanging out with me on this video. But you know, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.